And so I'm looking at things from that perspective. Additionally, I had my own network marketing company for 13 years, and I taught myself, or I taught myself about money. I studied the history of money. I put about 17 to 19,000 hours just studying and understanding money. And if any of you guys know me, or you will begin to know me, I try to be as thorough as possible. My background, I'm a network engineer by trade, so I've been involved in the computer industry for since 1989. I was around when the first computer was created. Actually, it was the 8080. I'm sorry, the 8086. So that's a long time ago, right? Um, so what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put this in lecture mode. All right, here we go. So here, minimize this, and we're ready to go. So tonight's presentation is basically for the millionaire team. I call it Questra Millionaire Team because we're all going to be millionaires. There is not a shadow of doubt that no one that's involved in this business, if you do the things that you're asked to do, and you put forth just a little bit of effort, you can and will be a millionaire. There's no ifs, there's no ands, and there's no buts about it. So Questra World, right? It's a nice picture of Madrid, Spain. Beautiful picture. I like it. And we're going to jump right into Questra World. Questra World, basically, they exist in Madrid, Spain. Their address is here. Their phone numbers are here. Their emails are here. So if any of you are thinking, well, is this too good, sounds good to be true? It is not. It is that good for it to be true. Here is the CEO of Questra World, Jose Gilibert. When people join the program, you actually are part of. We actually are part of customers. We're a customer and also slash an employee of Questra World, and there's a reason why we're slash customers slash employees. It's just brilliant on what their attorneys have done to set this up so that we could benefit from an investment company that typically would require you to have an international investor's license. You don't have to have that based on how they set this up. We'll talk about that more. So what we have here is what we have is called the Questra World Career Ladder. So when a person participates or joins Questra World, they actually have a ladder. Now this is kind of cool because most of the times when you join a program, it's about obtaining a certain title. Here it's a title, but it's a career. You can make a career change. So no longer are you hopping from opportunity to opportunity. You're part of something that you can build longevity with. And that's one thing I like about this. I love about this, right? So I'm going to go up this thing real quick here, and then I'll go into more detail. So when you first join Questra World, this is the marketing side, you're a newcomer. Anybody that you make a recommendation to who wants to invest their money to make a 200 to 300% return on their money every year, you get paid to recommend them to use the service. Now, the reason why I say recommend or refer, because really what they've done with their marketing arm is that they made it so that it's beneficial for everyone. This is so, and they've answered a lot of problems, and I want to touch on this too, because one of the things I was trying to do with my company was I was trying to make it so that everyone can benefit from everyone's work, and wanted to make it easy. I wanted to make it short to the point. Well, guess what? Questra World has solved that problem. And I'll talk about that more later on. So here, you go from newcomer to bronze agent, level 2, level 3, silver agent, level 4, gold agent, level 5, platinum agent. And once you get past, and once you have enough people recommended that have invested dollars in the hedge fund side, you get promoted to what we call the upper management or management side, right? And you go from level 6, from bronze to silver to gold to level 8, then you get into the upper management. So this is where people that are looking to build this long term are looking for, right? So it's not moving. You're right. I see that. Huh? I see that. It is not moving. What the hell? A second here. Why is that not happening? So hold on a second here. I see what you said, Robert, and the page is not moving. Hold on one second. I know what's going on. Hold on a second. I may have two of these open. Oh, there we go. It changes now. Look at that. Minimize some of these things here. Okay. Now it's showing. Okay. Sorry about that. I don't know why it was just sitting there stagnant. I'm glad we caught it early. All right. So it's pretty good. Okay. So open this back up. Okay. And turn this back on to slideshow. From current slide. So there we are. So these are the levels. They actually added another level. They added another level. So I think there's two more levels, 12 to 13. So it's a total of 13 levels, right? So just to let you know, I'll tell you a little bit of story about this. The gentleman that got me involved in this, he actually started in March, and I actually had an opportunity to get started in May. But because I was focused on another project, he said, well, he also offered to pay my way in. He goes, I'll also pay your way in, Mr. Tillery. So, okay. And I kind of was like, all right, no problem. And it was kind of weird because he said, thank you so much for taking the time to educate me about understanding money. And that was an accolade to me, right? So he gave me a pat on the back. And then when I offered him what I was doing, he says, no, I declined. I'm focusing on Questra. So I said, Questra, what type of company is that? I said, well, I tell you what, it sounds pretty. I don't even know what it was, to be honest with you, because wasn't really listening to what he was saying. But he said, I'll pay your way in. I said, okay, I tell you what, man, I'll come back to you. Once I'm done building up this other project. Now, mind you, that was back in May, and I decided to wait 2 months. So May, June, July. On July 9th is when I began my career with Questra World. And he had been in Questra since March. So March, April, May, June, July. So September, he made level 6. He did this in March, April, May, June, July, August, September. 7 months he's been involved with the business. Once I understood what this was about, from July 9th when I started until last week, I actually have moved from level 1 to level 5, and I'm knocking on the door at level 6. That's the only reason why I can sit here and say this is because he took the time to properly educate me once I was in, and I let him do all the work. These calls are designed to let me do all the work for you because I know what I did in 4 weeks or 8 weeks or 6 weeks, mind you, actually around 5 weeks. You can do the same, if not faster. So it is my responsibility to help you to exceed what it is I'm trying to do. If you decide that you want to do that, it is completely 100% optional. You don't have to do anything if you don't want to, and that's another great benefit. Here now, the career ladder promotion is primarily based on accumulated investment funds. We kind of refer to it as volume, right? So anyone that you bring in that's underneath you, if they brought in one person, 100 people, or 1,000 people, or 1,000,000 people, you're going to get paid off the group volume that is underneath you. And the cool part about that is that if anyone comes underneath you and drops in 100,000 euros, guess what happens? You get promoted from level 1 to level 5, even though they're indirect to you. Awesome. Also, volume goals are met. You will also receive payments in the form of points. Now, this is the part we talk about in terms of their brilliant way of thinking. By us receiving points as opposed to receiving euros or dollars, that saves the company the time and saves us the time from having to go out and get an investor's license or an investment license, an international business license or investment license, right? We don't need that because we are Questra World employees or Questra World agents. They pay us in points. So example, if you brought someone in that invested 3,000 euros, We have to convert U.S. dollars to euros, right? So we'll talk about that on a training to show you how to do that. It's really easy to do. But once someone brings in 3,000 euros, right, you get promoted from newcomer to bronze agent. Once you bring in 22,000 more accumulated euro dollars, you go from bronze to silver agent. At this point in time, you're going to receive a 1,000 or 1,000. I'm going to call it 1,000 points. Okay, you're going to see 1,000 points. When you get your 1,000 points, this happens automatically. As soon as you hit it, bang, it's in your account instantly. But then what happens is this 1,000 points can be sent over to your Atlantic Asset Global Asset Management side of the house. This is the investment side of the house. This is the other portion of the business. That 1,000 points will be converted to 1,000 euro dollars, and at today's rate, for every euro dollar, it takes $1.20 to equate to €1. So 20% more in purchasing power, right? So that's a major benefit as well. When you bring on another 25,000 euro dollars, and this is accumulative, so it's all just adding up, you're paid another 2,000 points. Those 2,000 points are sent to Atlanta Global Asset Management. Those 2,000 points convert to 2,000 euro, which now is really worth 2,400 USD. 2,400 USD, right? That 20% makes a big difference, right? And then when you get to this, which we call the upper level, before you hit the management level, when you have 100,000 euros invested into your group, whether you did it with one person or 100 people, it doesn't matter. Volume is volume is volume. They're going to send you a 5,000 euro, 5,000 euro points. Those points are then transferred over to Atlanta Global Asset Management, which now converts to 5,000 euros in terms of notes, paper money. And then if we equate that to USD, it's like another $6,000 USD. So it's really awesome what they're doing. So they're basically rewarding. This is the cool part. What are they actually paying us for? And why are they actually paying us? Let me tell you, this is kind of cool. We here in the United States don't have investments that provide a high rate of return. You know, at best, you may get 20% for the year. When I was involved with the company as a financial planner, we would talk about 30% was great, was super, right? But when you understand that compared to what these guys are offering, 10 times more of a higher rate of return on your money, and understanding the rule of 72, you will become a millionaire literally within 2 years. There's no if, there's no ands, and there's no buts. And I want to show you what I mean by that later on in the presentation. So once you have achieved a level 6 as a bronze director, you will be flown out to one of our 4 corporate locations to sign your directorship and receive your career ladder bonus. This is done for every promotion. Again, this is optional. If you don't see this as a career, but just only a way to make money, you can stay at the level 5 position. Now, this is the cool part about this. Let's say you decide that you're doing some other project and you're focused on what it is, maybe your career, you're about ready to retire in about 5 or 10 years, and you just don't see yourself taking on another responsibility. The cool part about this is that as you're building this and as your team starts to bring in new investment dollars, right, as you accumulate these extra, the additional volume, 500 million, 500,000 euro, a million euro, 3 million euro, so forth and so on and so on. These bonuses are accumulative, right? Let's say you decide to do this in 10 years, and your team has amassed over, let's say, 3 million euros, right? Do you know, you can say, you know what, I want to invoke my right to go sign my gold directorship, sign up, and they're going to give you your bonuses for 20,000 euro, 50,000 euro, and 150,000 euro when you decide to actually go active. So this is something that you have to make a decision right away. You can take your time, and that's so awesome. I love that. So here we have, this picture is going to show how we earn our income. This is pretty cool. So If you are at, for example, a gold level, right, level 4, and the person that you brought in, they're at a 9%, when they bring in new revenue, you're going to earn 1.5%. That's the difference of what their level is as compared to what your level is. Another person here at 5%, newcomer, right? You're going to get the difference of 5% minus 10.5, meaning you get 5.5% of whatever volume this person has, as they have until they're actually promoted. Here's another person who's at a bronze membership level. They're 7%. You're going to receive 3.5% of whatever volume that is generated by this person at this level, right? And let's just show this. Let's say this person here at the level 7 gets promoted to 9%, okay? Now, instead of getting the 3.5%, you're going to get the difference between 10.5% and 9%, and that's 1.5%, right? So that's awesome. So not only are you getting the bonuses of the difference between you and the person that's underneath you, you're also getting the company bonuses that they're paying you for bringing in new investment dollars, and you're being paid off your own investment. So 3 ways we earn income here. It's all predicated on teaching people if whether or not they want to get paid the 1% per year by the banks, or it was really like 0.25% banks are paying for the year, or would they prefer 207 to 336% for the year? Now, again, I told you as you progressively move up the career ladder of Questra World, you are paid additional cash bonuses, which we kind of discussed, and directors will travel to Madrid, and for several days, now you're flown out to Madrid on their dime. They pay for your flight, they pay for your room, they pay for your food, everything's all paid for. And you'll spend time out there for several days, and you'll be what's called you'll be with top managers of Questra World who are testing directors and preparing development plans for them to get more bonuses. So it's just a way to give you an opportunity to look behind the curtain to see what else that they really have. And man, these guys are serious. If you have not been to our qmteam.weebly.com website, there are 2 videos that I highly recommend you have to watch these. One of the videos talks about an attorney who flew out from the United States to Madrid, Spain, and reported back, and this is what he had to say in brief. He stated, "This is real." Then on the second half of that on the website, there's a video. We actually have our own bank. We'll talk more about that later on in the presentation. But they have their own bank. And, man, I watched that video. Man, that got me really upset, but it got me excited to be a part of something that's just going to change the way the world's going to think about investing again. And I'm going to touch on this here real quick. Is that you know how they have the Smith and Barney offices, Charles Schwab offices, that people can go in and sit down with a expert who's going to teach them how to invest your money short, long-term goals based on the rates that the United States are paying, which are anywhere between 1% to as high maybe possibly 30%. And if you are exceptional, you may get 40, 45%. Well, imagine us as directors. We open up our office, right? We do the same thing, but we offer our clients not 30 to 45%. How about 200%? How about 300% return on your money per year? Now that's simple interest. Wait till I show you how many compounds. It's going to blow you away. Again, you have a contract here. Additionally, you do fly out to Madrid, Spain, or Singapore, or Dubai, or Turkey. You actually can take a lie detector test too. You want to make sure that you have good integrity and you're very honest and forthright, because you're dealing with people in a fiduciary responsibility. You got to be honest. You can't be, a thief. So you're going to get one of those things. So they're serious about their business, just as serious as you are about your business. So I don't think, these things that they're doing, they're taking care of their business interests, which makes sense, right? So again, this is not a network marketing business opportunity. This is an actual career decision if you decide and when you decide that you want to do it. Now, that part that we discussed was the Questra World part. There is a distinction between the two, right? So I had to be real clear because when I first got started, I didn't know what was what. So I made it my point to make sure that when I explain this, that if you decide to be, I'm sorry, everybody's a partner, but if you decide that you want to share this information with everybody else, you can. And here's a story about that. I have a friend of mine. He says, well, Sean, I don't know anybody that would be interested in wanting to be involved with this. I'm like, wait, hold up. I said, so what you're telling me right now is this. If I was a good friend of yours and you have my name and my number in your phone and you got wind of this and that you're investing your money making 200 to 336% a year on your money, that you wouldn't call me because you may feel that it may be infringing on my right to make a decision if whether or not I want to be poor or wealthy. I said, you know what, if I was you, man, I would say clear me because I have to punch you in the throat. Because I think anybody and everybody, especially here in the United States and abroad, are looking for good, solid, proven, vetted opportunities. This is exactly what this is. They've been vetted very well, and they've been doing a phenomenal job, and you'll soon find out what that is. So now we're going to discuss the Atlantic Global Asset Management side of the house. Here's our office in here. And again, we'll show it again during Cape Verde. They're the islands. They're off the islands of South Africa. Here's a phone number if you choose that you want to call them. The hours of operation. Their phone, another number, and this number, I guess it's a computer number, looks like there. And then here's some more emails. Okay, so these are 12 reasons why you should want to become a partner of Atlantic Global Asset Management. This information is also posted on the website, so there's nothing here is hidden. Atlantic Global Asset Management is a licensed, registered investment firm that was established in Cabo Verde in 2008. What does that actually mean? That means that in order for you to invest your money, it was private back then, from 2008 all to 2013, as shown here, below here. And you would have to have someone would have had to tell you about it. You have to fly in an airplane, go to Madrid, Spain, go to the islands, take your suitcase of money, open up an account with them at a minimum of 100,000 euros. That's what it took to be a part of Atlantic Global Asset Management prior to 2013. Okay? But I don't know what it was or what it is, what happened between 2008 and 2013. This hedge fund company decided to go public. They decided to create Questra World, the marketing arm of AGAM. This was established in 2013, and they were able, and their goal was to market or recommend the services of Atlantic Global Asset Management. And all we are simply doing is doing what? This is so easy. We are offering people a way to convert to take a minimum amount of money to make anywhere between 200 and 336% per year on your money. This is not a hard sell at all. This is a way for you to get wealthy by doing this. This is so easy. Now, every person that joins Atlantic Global Asset Management, every account is insured by the Lloyd's of London for 52 million euro or $61 million. It's similar to FDIC insurance for $250,000 here in the United States. So if you had $1 million in your bank account and there was a financial catastrophe where the whole world collapsed, they did something called a reset. The reset takes everything that collapsed and say, we got to start from a reference point. What balance did you have in your account prior to the incident? If you had $1 million in the United States in FDIC insurance, the most that you can expect to receive would be $250,000. What happened to the other $750,000? That's gone. That's gone, right? So if you do have larger amounts of income saved in your bank account, my recommendation would be open up many bank accounts and diversify if that's your thing. Some people don't like banks at all, and hey, I'm with you. I don't like banks at all either, but be smart about doing the right thing. If you have $1 million in a bank account, distribute to 4 different other banks. Okay? So if in the event that there is a financial collapse, you have $250,000 in each bank account, so you lose anything. But if the same thing happened here with Atlanta Global Asset Management, for a hedge fund company, our accounts are insured up to $61 million. Question: how many people do you know in your sphere of influence have $61 million in their bank account? Right? Not many, right? So this gives you a great peace of mind. Additionally, if a person is wanting to invest, say, $100,000 with Atlanta Global Asset Management, they offer what's called PNP. I call it PNP insurance, Principal Investment Protection. You can opt every week to turn on or turn off the insurance to preserve your principal, so that you will never lose your principal, right? And how that works is that if, for example, like this week we got paid 5.5% today. This is rounded off, knock it off, and say 5%. So 5% of 100,000 is 5,000. Well, because you invoked the insurance, they're going to take 10% of that profit. So 10% of 5,000 is 500. They're going to keep, and they'll deposit the 4,500, the remaining difference, into your bank account in your back office. Right? And that's how that works. Let's say next week you says, well, after I done my due diligence, I recognize that the company has not had a loss since 2013. And you say, wow, why am I spending my good money after bad, right? You can change that option every week. You want it off this week, on next week. On next week, off next week. You can do that. Once the money goes into trade, you have full control of how once it goes into trade, you now have the option, before it goes into trade, you have the option to turn it off or on. And at the end of the trade, you can turn it on or off. It's totally up to you. It's completely flexible. I like that. Now, this is the best part. This is what I think a lot of people don't really understand. A person can register with AGAM and Questra World without a financial obligation. No requirements to recommend others. It's completely optional. I had a husband and wife team sign up, and the husband ended up putting $10,000 into his wife's account. He wasn't active yet, but we bought her packages for her. And he goes, man, I didn't put any money in my account. And I wasn't 100% sure of whether or not you had to activate your account or your account had to be activated to receive commissions. So when I logged into his back office, I logged in, and lo and behold, the 500 points showed up in his Questra World account. He got 5% off 10,000 euro, and we sent that 510 points over to his Atlanta Global Asset Management. And I said, yeah, you did get paid. You got paid for being at the right place at the right time. So can you build your business without any money? Absolutely. Can you take a look at the opportunity to verify that if it's real or not? Absolutely, right? And one of the things which I like most about this is that they provide our investors with as little as 90 euro, or about $115 minimum to get started, to as much as 5 billion euro without any investment limitations. Now, not until I think it was a couple years ago, they opened up into the Asia Pacific. The maximum that you could invest with Atlanta Global Asset Management was 100,000. We here in the United States, we're actually spenders. We're not savers. We're not great savers at all whatsoever. But in Asia, it's on the contrary. They're actually great savers, and they don't spend. I think a lot of that has to do with their dietary habit. Rice and fish, quite inexpensive, right? But that's their staple of their food, so they save a lot of money. But nevertheless, they asked Atlanta Global Asset Management, can we invest more than 100,000? And Atlanta Global Asset Management replied with, we will make the necessary adjustments to our system so that you can invest anywhere from $1 million, 2.5 million, to 5 million, as much as and as frequently as you would like. Right? So what does AGAM do with the money that's being invested with them? That's a great question, right? AGAM invests by preparing companies for IPOs, initial public offerings. I didn't know this until about 3 weeks ago. Did you know that Atlantic Global Asset Management was at the front table when Google went live? Did you know that they was at the table when Facebook went live? They were there when they did their first initial public offering. Now you can understand why these guys are at the right place at the right time. They do what's called factoring, they do refinancing, and they do Forex trading services. Now, a lot of you have heard of Forex trading. I used to do it myself. And I tell you what, it's great to make money by yourself. It's great to make 1,000 or two in an hour or a day or a week without having to depend upon anybody. But one of the most nerve-wracking things about Forex trading is that until you become really good, and that can take anywhere between 8, 10, it just depends on the person's temperament. So each person learns differently. It can take you a year, take 6 months, it can take 10 years, right? When you're in trade, and this happened to me, I set a trade to hold a trade overnight, and it bugged me so bad I didn't sleep well. I was concerned about that trade. I said, man, this is nerve-wracking. This is very, very, very nerve-wracking. Well, guess what? Don't do that. Let these guys do it. They're professional money managers, right? They do Bitcoin, they do silver, they do gold, they do commodities, they do futures, right? They do all this. This is what they do for a living, right? They're good at what they do. And they're so good that they're offering us a moderated return per week, 4.09% to 7.13% every single week. And every Friday is payday. Talking about being liquid. If you put in a request to withdraw funds on Friday, the money will be made available on Wednesday. So then on Thursday and Friday, you do it again. So if you're in need of a consistent weekly income, right, we get paid on Friday, takes us a few days to process it, it shows up in your bank account, and you have it to spend with it and do whatever you want with it. It's awesome. Remember, most hedge fund companies lock your money up for 90, 180 to 365 days. That's not so here. Questra partners are contractually paid 5% to 15% for each investment package to include new investment packages purchased by existing partners. So when people are involved in recommending other people to invest their money, everyone's focus is trying to move from the lower level packages, which start with €90, all the way up to the $5 million packages, right? So everyone's trying to move their money up to start making, instead of making 200%, they want to make 300%, right? And we'll talk more about that later on in the presentation. Now, Questra World partners are paid daily for referring others directly and indirectly from their organization in conjunction with their investments. So even though I may not know somebody, this happened. I had a lady I brought on board. She went and brought another lady in, which happened that her husband is quite wealthy. He dropped $100,000 in for himself, and his wife received a commission of 5% of that. And the person that she was actually a higher level than she was. She got 2% of that, and then I got 1% of that because we were the same level, right? But it didn't really matter because it actually qualified me for the bonuses. So anyone within your organization that drops a little bit or a lot of money, it impacts you financially instantly. And I'll show you that in my back office here. So now, if you are deciding to want to build this business as a career partner, here are some bonuses that you're going to receive. Career cash bonuses will range from 1 million. They range from €1,000 actually to almost a million, 1.8 million in euro. That's the maximum that you can receive. I'm gonna calculate it out. I'll calculate that out if it's the right number, but it's almost like 1.8 million. At level 8, you'll be able to get a 10-year, 0% interest-free loan to purchase your home, no credit check required. What that means is that they'll give you 75% loan to value They cut you a check. You go to your escrow company. Here's $750,000. The other $250,000 you finance. This is what I'm going to. This is my goal. I plan on doing it this year. I'm going to buy $1 million home. I'll be exercising this right. That's why I'm fighting real hard to try to go from level 5 to level 8 as fast as I can, so I can exercise this option to use this for the house that I'm going to purchase. And so all you really have to do is qualify for $250,000, right? And all this is predicated based on your organization. Your organization is the collateral, is the guarantor for the loan, because Atlanta Global Asset Management knows how much you make every single week. They know the potential income. They know it's going to happen. They've proven that it works, right? So that's awesome that you have that option to do that. They also will give you a property ownership in Dubai. You have your own apartment in Dubai, right? Now you can opt to keep it as a vacation place. You can rent it out, have people rent it out if they go on vacation, or you can just simply sell it and keep the cash, right? And also another option, matter of fact, that same 10-year option for 0% interest can be used to buy a vehicle as well. So if you want to buy a very nice high-end car, you can exercise this right as well as a level 8. And then when you hit the top level, they'll give you a yacht valued at €1 million. You have a choice. You can sell the yacht. You can keep the money and do whatever you want to do with it, right? So me personally, I think I'll just keep the money and I'll just buy me $1 million package. It's going to pay me 5%, roughly $60,000 a week. I'm going to buy my own yacht if I wanted one, right? So they've been doing this for a long time, people. Since 2008, they've been doing it, but not until 2013 was it made public. But they have, every time they've been in trade, they've been averaging anywhere between, based on your package level, an astonishing rate of 207 to 336.3% return per year on your money. Again, this is simple interest. What this means is that you're basically taking whatever amount that you invested, and every week you're pulling that money out. You're not even compounding it, right? So if you had $100,000 invested at the end of 52 weeks, you should have, based on this number here, you should have $336,000. Simple interest, right? I'm going to show you what happens when you compound it. It's going to blow you away. Here's the CEO of Global Asset Management, Andre. I can't say his last name. And he's the president of the fund, Mr. Antonio Roballo. Here is their investment license to operate as an asset management company. Now, also what they've done, now, again, this is a network marketing company, people. This is a true hedge fund. They actually purchased their own bank. It says here, at the beginning of 2017, Atlanta Global Asset Management Fund announced its entry into the fintech market, and it plans to become a significant player in this field by the end of the year. The first step is the acquisition of its own bank. Okay? So then you say, well, how many companies do you know or network marketing opportunities that own its own bank? None. N-O-N-E, none, right? Again, this is not a network marketing opportunity. This is an actual hedge fund company that is putting things in place for the long term. And boy, wait till I explain it to you at the end. It's really awesome. So they basically got that finalized. They're working on the finalization of that bank this month, right? And basically they have already began. The next step in the line is to develop the development of a unique application that will greatly facilitate settlements with investors. They also talked about peer-to-peer banking. This is another element of the fintech industry that you have to go and do your research on. This is a very, very, very big deal, people. I don't know if you really completely understand how big this is. This makes the creation of the internet look like child's play, because they finally figured out a way to digitize paper money. Paper dollars is an old, archaic way of conducting business. It's old. It's not sufficient. It's inefficient. As a matter of fact, it's not reliable. Right now that all the paper dollars are going to be converted to digital currency, that's all coming. We're at the very beginning of this new way of people doing money. So those of us that recognize and understand this, do you know that you're going to change your family's legacy forever? Forever. Because you're in at the very beginning. This is how big this is. Where did I go here? Is he going to go here? Yes, I can. I can, yeah. I'm going to bring up the bank. Here we go. And here's their website. Again, by the European Bank. Let's go over here. So you guys are real serious. They're supposed to. I'm going here and see here. It's about us. It's about us here. So I want to show some other stuff here. Here we go. These guys are doing some very, very awesome things. Here we go. At the very top. That's not showing me where I want to be at. I forget about it. Anyway, when you get a chance, you can go to the Keelan Team website, and you can click on at the very top. It says AGAM's new website. These guys are in full support of it. At the very beginning, this is awesome that they're even thinking this way. Most banks aren't thinking this way. They're thinking of the old way of doing business, but they're working on stuff right now. As you can speak. All right, let's go to the next web page. Next slide. So I basically went to their website and took that information directly off their website. Our mission is producing maximum investment income with minimal risk for a wide variety of our clients by using innovative approaches to asset management in global investment markets. They've proven they're good at doing what they're doing. They haven't missed a beat since 2013 of us being paid 4 to 7% a week on our money every single week. Never took a loss, you guys. Never took a loss. That's awesome. Now, this is the part that gets me kind of about what you guys are doing. Here's your strategy. I mentioned before that to do IPOs, factoring, and refinancing, but what else do they do? They are buying highly liquid shares of the fastest growing companies worldwide, which takes resources, intelligent people that understand business globally, right? They buy state and municipal bonds, debt securities, options contracts, and they focus on further development directions. They had a company, it was an airline that was going defunct. They actually stepped in. They restructured the whole entire thing. They are still majority shareholders of that stock, but turned around and sold the remaining shares of stock for the 400 to 500% profit. They're good at what they do. They don't lose money. As a matter of fact, I was doing some research, and they have been involved with 1,100 different projects. They're 88% successful, almost 90% successful of turning the ship around and generating a nice, handsome profit to its clients or to its investors. And that's us, right? So because I'm new to this and I didn't know what factoring meant, I had to include it in here. So what does factoring mean? It is a financial transaction and a type of debtor finance in which a business sells its accounts receivable, i.e. invoices, to third parties, such as called a factor, or I call a benefactor, at a discount price. This allows a business to sometimes generate immediate cash flow for either reinvesting in the product, maybe putting out a fire out with a legal matter, or improving their products and services, increasing, customer support, right? You need to have that liquidity sometimes to take your business to the next level, and that's what Atlanta Global Asset Management does. They'll take a company, they'll run a business model on it, do analysis on it, and see whether or not it's worth their time to do it. And they've done it 1,100 times, and they've been practically 90% good at doing it. The other 10% they failed. So no one's 100% guaranteed to win at all, right? So that shows that they're not perfect, but they're damn good at what they do. Excuse my French, had to say that. Now, this is the thing that threw me off. Now, typically when you're talking about being rich, people that are rich know they're rich or they're wealthy. Look at this. Look at the verbiage used here. This trips me out. AGAM is trusted by clients of all types, from private investors to corporate foundations and sovereign wealth funds. If that doesn't scream wealthy, if that doesn't scream credibility, if that doesn't scream we know what we're doing to anyone that's on this phone call, right? I don't know what to tell you, right? And what's here? It says our primary aim is to understand how your property requirements serve the rest of your business and help you achieve your goals. It's so fluid. It's like, man, that's how people talk about money. They know they got it, and they don't need to go into all the details about it. So just this verbiage, the way it's written, lets me know these guys have been doing this for a while, and they're good at what they do. Here we go. Fund managers. Now, there are 25 fund managers that take no more than 4% of your dollar, and it is diversified into 25 traders. In your back office, if you're a brand new person, and people always say documentation beats conversation, sign up for free. Log into your back office, click on managers. You can take your cursor or your mouse and paste it over, say this guy number 1. When you do that in the back office, it would show that person's first and last name. Transparency. Every 4 cents of every dollar is distributed to these 25 traders automatically. If you want to go in here and adjust those changes, you can, if you want to, based on their past performance, because they give you a record, a historical record of each trader from 2013 to present, and it shows you what they've been doing in terms of trading based on their expertise. You can see all that back there. So there again is documentation meets conversation. This is legit, and again, they're trading over $400 million weekly. They know what they're doing. Here are different payment options that you can send to them: Swift, OKPay, Advanced Cash, Perfect Money, Bitcoin, Ethereum. Now, I am a staunch in agreement with keeping my money to myself. I love what Bitcoin offers. Bitcoin is a way for us to not have a central authority, one who is trying to manage our own wealth. And I can say this, since 1913, they haven't done such a great job at doing that. This allows us to participate in Questra, or asset management, because of Bitcoin and Ethereum. If it was not for Bitcoin and Ethereum, we could not participate right now because of the regulations in the Patriot Act. Here are other ways you will be able to get started with NetTeller, Skrill, and AsiaPay. Now, you notice some of these are dealing with paper dollars because their bank is going through the complexities of being going through the policy, the process of becoming compliant in each country or state as they apply for. And I'll show that to you at the end of this call here, the presentation. Now, what are we actually doing? How do we get started with Atlanta Global Asset Management? You heard me say 90 euro. Well, what does that actually mean? What they have done is they set up this whole entire process, and they broke it down in what they call investment packages or suitcases. Okay? So one can get started with the 90 euro investment, 115 euros, or I'm sorry, $115. And what happens here? What happens is, because we're paying at the lower amount, you see, when you're poor, you got to pay the price. When you're rich, everybody gets stuff for free. You've heard that before, right? The rich get richer because they don't pay for everything, right? So the poor, we pay for everything. Well, when you start off at the 90 euro package, your profit that you make every week, you're paying 39% management fees. Your annual return is 207.6% a year. Despite the fee, question: when have you had the opportunity to earn 207% on your money? Right? Not often, if at all. Your money, this 90 euro package trades for 365 days. potential profit is 186.84%. Right? I'm sorry, $186.84 is the profit potential. Again, this is simple interest. Once you have 3 of these packages, so these are, you start off with a 90, and as weeks go by, you get 90, 94, 90, 95, 100, 104, 105, and it's building slowly but surely. Once you have enough where you have 3 of these $90 packages, the goal is to take 3 packages and merge them into what we call a yellow package. Now, notice here, the commission level for the yellow package is lesser than that of a white package. And also the rate of return is higher here, 218.4% versus 207.6%. So the name of the game here is just get started. The rate of return will eventually, over time, allow you to move from a white to a yellow, 3 yellows to a green, 3 greens to a blue, 3 blues to a red, 3 reds to a black, and 3 blacks to an indigo. And let's go back here. Well, and then 3 blacks to an indigo. So notice here at the black package level here. Now, when I got started, I started off with 2,430 euros, sort of at the blue package. Okay? But the more I started to study this, I'm very analytical, by the way. I like to study what I'm going to do. And the more I understood it, I quickly realized that, especially having access to the compound calculator, time is money. Seriously. You ever heard that the adage, time is money? This is really worth a lot. Okay, this is really makes a big difference in terms of how much money you have in and what impact it's going to have for you in the very, very near future. I always say 2 years. 2 years is very significant for those people that get started at this type of level at the 21,000 package. And I'm going to show you what that means, what I mean by that. Okay, come on. Let's come back. Here is the indigo package. The indigo package here, it's actually 5,610. That's 3 black packages, right? Look what's happened. The commission fee has been dropped down to 7%, and the rate of return 322.4%. If you had 1 indigo package and took out all the profit at 322.4% for the year, you should end up with $211,000 simple interest. Okay? And I told you before, they have the VIP at $100,000, the gold $250,000, VIP platinum $500,000, $1 million, $2.5 million, and $5 million. The $5 million package, you pay an astonishing management rate of 3%, but you're being paid in profit 336.3%. So if you had 5 million euros and you took out the profit for the first year, you should end up with $16.8 million in 1 year. That's sensational. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna bring up the calculator that they have. I talked about Rule 72. I'm gonna bring up the calculator. I think it's important for us to understand what these guys are talking about in terms of the money that we can receive. I'm gonna clear this out. Now we talked about a 90 euro investment. Let's type in 90 here, and we're gonna say I'm gonna use 104 weeks as an example because I think it gives everything enough things to show you what happens, what this company does in terms of the rate of return. Now, we've been averaging 5.49% for the year, okay, as of today. This calculator here, this Questra calculator, is fixed at 4.5%. So the numbers shown here are going to be a little bit lower than what you would expect to receive from your account with Atlantic Global Asset Management, okay? So I'm going to come down here, keep it easy. That's going to be 1 white package. Notice here, return changed to 1. I'm going to go ahead and click on calculate for 105 weeks. I'm sorry. Let me go back. Let me go back here. I'm sorry. That should end into 104. 104 weeks. The 52 plus 52 is 104, not 105. So your €90 investment is going to return to you. Now this is compounded, right? We talked about it only paying you 207.6%. That was simple interest. In reality, you're going to be taking your profit every week and turning it around and trying to buy another package so that you can migrate from the white package to the yellow package, from the green package to the blue package to the red, the black, the indigo, and so forth and so on. So €90 is going to turn to you in 2 years $5,007. Let's scroll down here. Go by here. This is going to compound. This is going to compound. We're going to get to this here. It says here, end of investment period. We pay all proceeds. So at the end of 104 weeks, on your 105th week, you will continue to pull out $173.26 for the 105th week, all the way down to your 123rd week, right? Notice there's a red little suitcase here. This tells you that the first package you purchased has died, it fell off, right? It's gone. It's been 1 year. It's no longer paying out anything. That's why the income dropped from 173 to $52.13. So now you're going to receive $52.13 for the remaining of 100 into your 151st week. So now you're at $14.93. So this is showing you pulling out your principal and your interest, right? Pulling out your principal and your interest. This is not what you want to do, though. You want to take a percentage of it, put in your possession, put the rest and reinvest it back. But at the end of your one year, your third year, you've earned $5,700. You pull all the money back out. Now, let's go back to the top again, and I'm going to show you that everything they're talking about is real. So I'm going to click on my little dashboard here, and I'm going to log into my back office. I started off with a blue package, but because I understood what this was about, I put that in a lot of work. And I did a lot of work, you guys. I kid you not. And here we are. Here I have a black package, $21,870. Okay. Also here, I noticed that I did buy another €90 package. Right. I'm going to do this right now. I need to go ahead and take off that insurance because I don't need it because they've been doing this for a very long time. So I click on that manage. I click on the insurance. It comes off. I turn it back, and that's it. So that's paid off, right? Also, let's go back down here since I'm on this thing here. Notice that I bought this package today. There's no trades against it. I also got paid today off my $21,810, and there I made 5.2952% off this one package, right? That's simple interest. Let's go to the investment calculator, and let's put in my one black package and my 2 white packages. And let's calculate for the same period of 104 weeks. Now, if I decided not to talk to anybody else, not do these calls, but only be concerned about me, Mom, myself, and I, because I'm just don't care about nobody else. Of course, I would never do that. But if I did that, just didn't talk to nobody at all, watch this. As I say, calculate my estimated profit. Look what happens. It shows that I invested $22,050 total. My compounded rate of return for the next 2 years is $89,041. I would have earned $19.633 million. Let's scroll down to my week 105. What would I be earning every single week from this point on? Here we go. So on week 105, shown here, I will be earning $514,000 per week. Watch this. I'm gonna take only $100,000 out, or $114,000 out, and the other $400,000 I'm gonna drop right back in the program. So watch this. So for those of you that have an ink pen, write this down. Write down 500 and 14,000. Okay, that's what I'm going to receive, right? The first week. Next week I'm going to receive 510,000. So the second, so week 106, I'm going to earn 510,000, but I just reinvested 400,000. What happens there? Watch this. I'm going to go back up here. I'm going to change it to 400,000, right? I'm going to calculate that for me. Let's do this. Calculate this for me, please. Get rid of this one. Oh, there it is. It's already there, right? Okay, 400,000. I'm going to say, just do it for, let's just say for 8 weeks. And just calculate real quick. Now, watch this. So, on my 105th week, on my 106th week, I already got the 510,000, right? I just increased my income with by another almost $25,000. So the following week I'll make 510 plus 24,000. I just made $535,000 for my 106th week. You see, you can start to take money that you don't need and throw it back in the system and start to generate another stream of income on top of what you already have. So here, time is money. If you start off with a little bit of money, it takes some time for you to get there. But if you start off with a decent amount of income, oh my gosh, your life changes completely, right? So once I understood that from a mental standpoint and in numbers, in the rule of 72, I said, I can't sit here and wait. I can't be passive with this thing. I have to go after it. So I went to work. So now I'm on easy street. If I decide to stop right now, I know for a fact by 2 years from now, I'll be making $500,000 a minimum per week. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Boy, that's a lot of money. Woof, that's a lot of money. Okay, let me go back down here. Well, on to our final slide. So this is kind of cool right here. I love this part. This is the part that I like a lot because now here comes the big picture. Here is the big picture. We're just finding out about Atlanta Global Asset Management. It started off in 2008, 2013 to open up to the general populace. These guys are goal-oriented because they say, well, what if we started a global expansion project? We have a 5-year business plan from 2016 to 2021. And what they're actually doing, people, is they're going through each one of these countries, going through the process of allowing them to legitimately open up a brick-and-mortar office. At this present moment, they have over 1,041 Questra offices throughout the world. 1,041. This is your opportunity to have your brick-and-mortar office, offering people a way to change their life financially, right? And it don't take long for you to do that based on what we just saw. But the part I'm really excited about is this. We all know that the United States has very strict policy that relates to investments, right? They're the last ones. This is not scheduled to happen to the year 2021. This is why I'm excited about digital currency, because now I've been given an opportunity to participate in this company in 2017. By the time 2021 rolls around, it'll be up on us really quickly. How much money do you think I will be worth? I haven't even did the numbers, but you know what? I'm kind of curious. You know what? Why don't we just find out what that would mean? Let me just see what that is. I'm curious, you guys. I'm curious as to see what would that mean for those of us that are involved in this program that have invested lots of money into this. I'm just going to see this. I'm just kind of curious. Okay, watch this. Let's change that to 3 years. What happened? It's not going anywhere. I guess not. It ain't happening after all. Okay, maybe not. Oh, here it is. Okay, here we go. So let's change that to 156 weeks. And let's change this here to the 2 white packages and the 1 black package. And let's go calculate. This is going to happen. So this is based on me putting in work today. When they get to the United States and they're finally completed going through the requirements so that we can have a brick and mortar business in the United States, how much would I be worth by the time that I'm able to offer this to people who they basically don't know about the project, right? Watch this. My $22,050 will be worth in 207 weeks $442 million. Now watch this. Watch this. This is awesome. Watch this. I'm excited because I haven't seen this before. I'm really excited about this. Look at this. On my 157th week with Atlanta Global Asset Management, when they get the okay to have a brick and mortar business, I'll be making $11.5 million a week. And that's if I stopped doing everything today. This means, what does this mean actually? We know that these numbers are low by 1%. We already know that I've already built the infrastructure. I built a team of people on my team. I'll show you this part here real quick. So I'm going to show you the amount of revenue that was generated by my team in the last, this will be my 8th week. Today marks my 8th week with Atlanta Global Asset Management. I'm actually a level 5. My team and I together, through the support of us working together, have amassed over $277,000. Okay? I'm pending my 20,000 euro bonus from the company. I think by the end of the month, I'll probably hit that, or maybe 2 weeks after that, I think about another 4 more weeks, I'll hit that number there. My team is moving so fast. I put in, we have 143 registered people. 65 are active members, meaning that these remaining 65, the difference of these people here, have not yet put their money into the system yet, but they're in the process of putting money in, right? So I get paid this commission too every week, all the way up until the year 2021. I'm just explaining to you how powerful this is. If I was not to talk to anybody else, when they open up the United States, I'm making $11.5 million. The cool part about this project that I love most about this, you guys, is this. Watch this. If you are part of Atlanta Global Asset Management and you deem yourself to be, you want to take this as a very serious career, not only will you be making $11.5 million, but Questra, Atlanta Global Asset Management, will pay for 70% of your office expenses. I plan on having a very nice office. I promise you that. So when I bring in my clientele, my people who want to look at what we're doing, and I'm making $11 million per week, $45 million a month, over $460 million a year, you're a billionaire, people. We are actually billionaires. That's why I love this company, because what they're doing is they're changing the whole entire game. So for those of you that see what this thing is about, man, I'm excited about it. I can't sleep at night, be honest with you, right? So Questra World, we are building the future for the people that have an opportunity to survive. Because without this, you guys, I don't know what I would do. Working a 9-to-5 job, trying to find some other network marketing opportunity to promote. My whole entire well-being has always been about money. Ever since I was 20, I used to bounce off my mom's checkbook at the age of 7, right? That's how it tuned into this the whole entire time. Now I'm 50 years old. Now I'm like, about doggone time, we have something that is legitimate. And for those of us that take advantage of this opportunity, this is a window of opportunity, guys. Now, this is only one half of what I have to share with you. I have more stuff, and it makes sense, like you would not believe. We have a whole entire strategy as a team here, right? Let's get focused. Let's build our infrastructure. Let's help our family and our friends so that they can benefit the way that we're all going to benefit from this, right? It's not a question of if anymore. It's just a matter of when and how fast, right? Activity that I've shown you in my back office is all predicated on 8 weeks involvement with Atlantic Global Asset Management. 2 months. 2 months. My income is projected by January to around $30,000 per week by January. But I'm not stopping there, because I want to do some other things as I help myself and my family. There are a lot of people out there who are homeless. There are foster kids that as soon as they turn 18 years of age, girl or boy, they're kicked out and given $50 to say, go fend for yourself. right? I want to fix that problem here in San Diego. I want to start to buy up apartment complexes and make sure those people have a chance again. That's what I want to do. That's why I'm working really hard, because you know what? What's the point of having all the money for yourself if you can't help anybody else? And for those of you that are on my team, you know I've been over backwards to do everything I can to make sure that you're enrolled and you're up and moving. Because this is bigger than me. It's bigger than you. We have to really put the effort into this and change not just our lives, but other people that are around us. That's what this is about, right? And I take it very seriously. So I'm sorry I went a little bit longer than what I was supposed to. I'm going to open this up here. If you have any questions at all, I'm going to put this up in Q&A mode. And that pretty much concludes the presentation. We'll be doing another one of these presentations again next Thursday at 6 o'clock and Friday at 6 o'clock. Please invite your guests. They need to be a part of this. They need to hear. They need to see. They need to get started right away, right? You can always add as much money as you like. So I thought someone has here. Someone has a couple questions here. Here we go. Okay. All right. Someone said, if I start with €90 and buy a new suitcase each time I can, 90 euro will become 186 in 1 year and 5,000 after 3 years. That is absolutely correct. Here, this is the weird thing here. The numbers I showed you in the back office, those numbers change every single week. They change every single week because more people are joining the mission to get free financially. And as more people join the mission to get free financially, you're buying packages. And if they're buying packages, you're earning a commission. And when you're earning a commission, you're buying new packages. So not only are you buying packages with the packages that they purchased, but you're now investing packages from your money that you got. You're also purchasing packages from the bonuses that they're paying you. So the numbers are going to change. So it showed 3 years, but it looks like in 3 years, based on what I have in today. But next week, guess what? That's going to change. Instead of being in 2 years, it's going to be 2 years in 8 months. And the week after that, it'll change again, right? And it won't be 3 years. It'll be 2 years and 6 months. And that's what happens, right? So the more people that join, it's almost like a snowball effect. Every week is bigger and bigger and bigger. Those goals, or that goal of 3 years, making $11.2 million a week, gets chopped every single week because there's new money coming in. There's existing money from our original investments coming in, chomping away at the bit, because more money that's in your investment account, paying those rates of returns being compounded, changes the whole dynamic of your whole entire so-called goal. Even my projection of 30,000 a week by January seems like unbelievable, right? But after looking at what has happened in 106 weeks, 11.5 million. Wow! Based on those numbers today, wow! It could probably take a year and a half to get there. Take a year to get there. It all depends on how much money you have in the program. So I'm going to stop talking because I want to answer some questions here. I'm going to go into Q&A mode. If you have any questions, please feel free to hit the star key. I will answer your question for you. That's great. I did a pretty good job of addressing all questions throughout the presentation. So, again, I told you before, I don't expect a whole lot of questions at the end of my calls because I've already taken that into consideration throughout the presentation, and I think I've answered 99.99% of your questions during the presentation. So I kind of, am used to getting these types of responses at the end of my conference call. All right. So again, you guys, it's totally up to you. You should be thanking the person that invited you. Honestly, you should be thanking them, saying, "Hey, thank you so much." Oh, here comes a question here. Hold on a second. It's a question. Let me get that question here. All right. Who's that? All right. Go ahead and ask your question, please. 2559. We can't hear you. Hello? Can you guys hear me? I'm gonna go ahead and unmute this call so I can make sure I don't know if someone can hear me or not.
Can you hear me?
All right, you guys can hear me now. All right, the person 2559, go ahead and ask your question. I
Yes.
you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is Terry. This is Mr. Gage. Yeah, the question, Mr. Tillery, that I had was, if a person decide that they don't want to sign the contract, they can make up to what, $5,000 and not sign this contract, or what is the limit?
Sure. Yeah, so actually, yeah, so if you decide that, hey, you know what, I'm happy where I'm at, I don't want the added responsibility of running an office, I just rather just collect my money and just, let it ride, you can definitely do that. You can actually opt to not become a director. I'm going to bring this up here real quick. Here it is. Here we are right here. One more. Here we go. So if you decide that you don't want to become a director, you can stay right here at level 5 and 12%. Okay. Notice this, you guys. Look, the difference of a person that's a platinum agent versus the one who's a super director is really 15%. It's 3% difference. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
See that? So even if they're still changing your life at 12%. So if you're happy being there, that's great. Now, if this was a way where this thing was kind of more tilted towards people who want to have a career versus those that didn't, you would think that they would stop this at maybe start at 3%, 4%, 5%, 6%, 7%, and then anything from 8 to 15, right, will be higher. But they take this into consideration, and they're paying a person a decent income just to recommend others. 12% of everything. I mean, 12% is a big number, especially if people are bringing in tens of thousands of dollars. I'm bringing on a team of a guy. They have an investment company, and they're going to start with $100,000 first for their corporation. If you plan on bringing a corporation in, the corporation has to start at €100,000. Okay, that's the minimum amount required for a company. Okay, and their next stop phase of this is once they get their corporation in place, they're going to raise another $2 million. Okay, so by that time, I'll probably be at level 6. It'll probably take a month for us to get this all done, a month and a half all worked out, or 2. I'll probably be a level 7 director, right? Because I'm working really hard every day to supply these calls, help my team get started, invest the money. Exactly, right? So when they bring in their actual $2 million, right? They'll probably be at around maybe, let's say, 9% at that time, right? I'm going to get the difference between 9% and 14%. That's going to be roughly 5%. 5% of $1 million is $50,000. I'll make $100,000, which would throw it in and buy me a black package. The black package is going to pay 5%, roughly almost 5%, $5,000 a week. And that's simple interest, and it's not compounded. Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Gage, for that question. Yes, hopefully I answered your question for you, sir. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir, you did. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. Are there any other questions about the calculator? Is there anything about how your money can work or anything like that at all whatsoever? Okay, great. Going once, going twice, sold. Thank you guys so much for being on the call. I know it's been extra long, but I was really tired. I thought it was going to be a short call, but I got so excited about it, I ended up going a little bit over. I thank you so much for taking the time for being on the call. Please feel free to bring your guests. Get started as soon as possible. As you know, time is money. Change your future. Get on the bandwagon, change your future, change other people's future. They need you, right? They need you now that you've been exposed to this. And so, thank you all. Have a wonderful weekend. Take care, good night, and God bless.